We back. This card was bloody terrible. I didn't think I liked it. It was bloody horrible. I hated every fight that I watched on this card, bro. Golden Boy, you got to do better. You got to do better, Golden Boy, because that was terrible. I almost fell asleep. The co-main was terrible. They were clinching. I was not a fan. Erickson Lubin is finally in the ring. I'm only doing this for the main event because I knew the undercard wasn't good. Virgil's on his way out. I hope they don't do no national anthems, no like background stories. Let's just get to the fight, man. Jamel Charlo, he's there. Errol Spence, Teofimo, Alicia Bumgardner. They are all in attendance. Vergil Ortiz, I don't know what he's coming out to, some heavy metal or something. Yo, the people watching me on other platforms, open the YouTube app and hit the like button. I have to correct you, Ego. This card was worse than terrible. Yeah, I mean, boxing is in a slump. Boxing looks stupid right now, if I'm being honest. We had mad fights canceled, and then you just had a horrible, like, we finally get a fight card. Floyd Schofield fight gets canceled off of it, and that card could have used it. Shout out to Kamal. My dude, Kamal Oz up in here. Let's get it. Now, the main event, I think the reason I'm doing this watch party is because I think the main event could save us. This is an important fight, good fight. I'm looking forward to that. They're both in the ring right now. This is like a 2B card. Golden Boy, come on. You putting up Timu 2B cards. I love boxing, but I don't like to feel like I wasted my time watching boxing. In this undercard, they got it off of Tubi. Timu. Trash. Y'all gotta smash the like button. YouTube out here playing with me. They don't want to send out notifications, but whatever. We still mobbing though. Bro, stop talking. Fight. I'm trying to see something. Troy, what up? Troy Hutch up in here. YouTube out here tripping. Y'all gotta smash the like button when you come in. Bro, we get it. Fight. Fight. I don't want to hear no talking. I'm already in a bad mood. Who's that? I don't even know if I've seen that referee. James Green. Who's that? Kamal said Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns lost the WBA. Come on, funny. He said Eddie Hearn lost the WBA title fight for Boots. Remember when Boots first signed to Eddie Hearn? I came out immediately. I was like, I don't see how this is going to work. Fast forward to the future. Outside of getting paid, which that was a no-brainer. If you lured him from his previous situation, you were gonna have to overpay him. You ain't done nothing better than what Espinoza and them Showtime cards were doing for Jaron Ennis. You really didn't. You had him in there, Cody Crowley. That fight fell apart. Then you put him in with a guy that Crawford knocked out, David Avocado, right? You had him looking crazy with the Vergil Ortiz fight, saying I'm moving up, I'm not, blah blah blah. You fought Stanionis. That's your claim to fame is Stanionis, bro. A unification. Let's get it. Finally, some boxing, man. Ego, you the best in the business. Alexander, y'all know that. Man, hurry up. Xander Zayas stole a bias from Boots. Absolutely. And bro, the funny I was about to say that. I just seen you put it. Top Rank don't even have a network and they still stealing opponents from Eddie Hearn. Amazing. Hey, Virgil looked kind of weight drained yesterday. His face, he was at the scale like he looked like he ate a bag of warheads. You know when the fighter barely can make weight, and it looked like they ate some sour candy, some warheads. Bro, his face was looking sucked up. Erickson Lubin looked better on the scale, but we'll see what happens now. Come on, they about to start. It looked like Ortiz was chewing some bubble gum. What you chewing on? The man got a Hall's cough drop. Bro, is he eating? Hold on. Bro, the ref was giving the instructions and it looked like he had a sucrete in his mouth or something. Like he was eating some sunflower seeds. Hey, heck nah. What was Vergil Ortiz doing? That man had some corn nuts. All right, round one. Jab by Lubin. Come on. Yeah, he gonna have to keep jabbing. Let's get it. This is a nightmare that happened to Lubin. He got Charlo knocked him out by this time already. Little hook by Ortiz. Body shot Ortiz. Ortiz loads up. Ortiz be loading up a lot. Lubin pawn trying to battle with the lead hand. Not much happened so far. Little jab by Ortiz, missed with a jab. You got a little bit of side to side by Virgil Ortiz. He bouncing from side to side a little bit, just a little bit. I ain't mad at it. Little upper body movement. Not like no prime Canelo, but nice right and then a left hook to the body by Virgil. Then he came in with a jab. Oh, nice. That was a nice right, straight right by Virgil. Kind of rocked Lubin's head back a bit. Little feint by Ortiz. See, right now, Lubin's already making me mad I understand it's the first round, but Ortiz is aggressive, and you need to get some respect in there. You like punch more. You can't be waiting. Like Ortiz letting a nice right there. Like this is not good for Lubin. You can't be tentative. I understand little a little 2P. I don't like what I'm seeing from Lubin in round one. Now, if both fighters were playing the fill out game, I wouldn't even mind it, right? Meaning both people are taking the round slow. But Vergil Ortiz, as the round was coming to a close, like the last minute 30, he started fighting like he normally did, and he started getting more aggressive. And he was landing some of the shots, not a whole gang of shots, but he was like warming up the engine. Lubin is like on the back foot, and he's not really committing to anything. So for me, that spells trouble for Lubin in this tempo. Boxing is about ebb and flow, right? And Lubin appeared a bit gun shy with Sebastian Fundora. I'm not going to overly judge that because Fundora's 6'7", but even with someone who's not 6'7", you can't let him keep getting off first. Like, what are we doing? I understand you might be trying to size him up, line him up, but a guy like Vergil Ortiz, I really feel like he feeds off the momentum. See, nice little right by Vergil Ortiz. He's a guy where you got to kind of like put him down and like really make him respect it. And I understand you might be trying to set that up, but you in the meantime, you still got to at least throw hard. And that was a nice little left by Lubin. You have to make him pay for his aggression. Nice right by Vergil. Hook. Oh, nice. Two hooks from Ortiz. Why is Lubin on the ropes like this, bro? Nice left by Ortiz. Hook by Ortiz. Bro, get up off the ropes. Yeah, fight your way off the ropes. Little, uppy from Lubin. Come on, bro, roll out. Lubin making me mad, bro. Get off the ropes. Like, why? You're not Floyd Mayweather, dog. You're not Floyd. Bro, big shot by Ortiz. Big shot. He stopped him. Told you. Ortiz cooked him. Bro, I know boxing. I know my stuff. That was impressive. That was faster than Fundora. That was faster than Fundora did it. Bro, I know some people they mad at Boxingego because I've been here so long. They mad. I stay getting it right. I told you, you are not gonna beat Vergil Ortiz like that. That was stupid. And then you got cooked on the rope. Shout out to Mike. Me and Mike was on the same page. You're languishing on the ropes like this kid don't got no power. You're not throwing no punches. You look paralyzed from all the punches. Hey, the zone got the work. That card was whack. Oh my gosh. This card was whack. This card was horrible. That was a nice left by Virgil. Bro, you sitting there like you want to get punished. That was see, I can't rely on Lubin at this point. He got skill, but like you're not gonna win like that, bruh. Oh, caught him. And you froze up. Bro, he Mr. Whippy. Bro, shout out to Ortiz. He did his thing. He was throwing hard. You can't just sit there. Bro, Lubin talk all that talk. He talked all that talk and was getting clubbed. We be clubbing. I know my boxing. Y'all can't with me. I know boxing. Notice what I say on my channel, it adds up to the end result, right? Some people they have like favoritism because the fighter black or fighter Mexican. I don't care about none of that. If you could scrap, you could scrap. I'm gonna keep it real. And I told you, Lubin was fighting like a crash dummy. And then Virgil, we be clubbing, we be clubbing, bro, yay, yay. Virgil was in front of his Texas crowd, hitting him with them ice cubes. Yay, 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 bro, yay, yay. he was hitting them with them yay, yays. Bro, get this off of my TV screen. That was such an utter waste of time. Lubin don't even like, I don't even know he know where he at, bro. Yay, yay, bro. This card, Golden Boy, yo 2026, y'all gotta step it up. That was horrible. That was like a horrible watch. I felt like I was in detention. Bro, big fish in a small pond. Got them shook. They worm and they hook. Guppies hold they breath. They want to miss me when I'm tipsy, running everything west of the Mississippi. Bro, them was connecting like West Side, like Ice Cube and them, like Dub C and them. The man Vergil Ortiz, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yay, 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 yay. Bro, he hit him with the Bebe's kids. Whoop you when I wanna, when I wanna, when I wanna. He whipped the man ass. And it was a waste of my time the way that looked. Lubin on the ropes like, ouch, ouch, owie, ouch, 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 ouch. Bro, hey, I'm about to start watching another sport. Bro, boxing trash right now, dog. I knew not to do a watch party for the full fight. But I was like, the main event, we gonna see hopefully a good competitive fight. Man, they let Boots in the ring.
Or any more incredible than what we saw tonight here in Texas. What did you think of that finish? Before I answer your question, I just want to wish my brother a happy 25th birthday. Joe Ortiz right behind you. Let's go.
Right. Man, what?
So evaluate that performance for me. There wasn't much to evaluate. I just capitalized on his mistakes. Just took as much information as I could and used it. After the first round,
man, he got cooked.
Corner, and Robert said, "Slow it down a little bit. You've got rounds to win this fight." What adjustments did you make in that second round?
He ain't slowing nothing down.
The adjustments that I made was just be cautious. That's really it. Everything that I do, any step that I do, make sure my hand is up, all that stuff. What were you seeing from him in the first couple of rounds?
Bro, he got cooked.
Really wanted to box. What were you doing to try to break that distance? It's what I do best. Just box. I mean, that's it. I'm patient. People think I'm just a come forward fighter. Yeah, I'm a come forward fighter. I love to fight. That's why I'm boxing. But to be a boxer, you have to be smart too. So I can be smart when I want.
Virgil blasted him out of here.
What were you looking for when you had him up against the ropes, and what did you land to knock him out? I don't even know what I did, if I'm being honest.
He said, I don't even know how I knocked him out. I was just punching him up.
And he was already out before I knew it. You know, you fought now 3 really top guys at 154 pounds. Do you feel like you're peaking as a fighter? This is definitely my prime right now, and I'm only going to get better from here. That's a man that
bro, get to the Boots part. I don't even want to talk about the Lubin fight no more, bro. He got cooked. Bro, stop.
I just had a belief. There was so many people saying, "Oh, I'm going to get out. He's going to knock me out." And I said, "Look, he's a great fighter, but there's levels." What did that motivate you going through this fight? It motivated me a lot. You know,
Bro.
We're ready for the best. We want to fight the best. Boots, come over here.
Hey, he said, Boots, come over here. Hey, okay. The man said, Boots, come over. Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Vergil Ortiz against Boots Ennis. I think this is the fight that has to happen, man. I think this is it. It's the best fight in boxing. I think he did a great job. He looked good. But I'm gonna show the world why I'm the best in the world. I'm gonna show his team.
Okay.
Talking all crazy. They've been talking crazy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna back it up, and I'm gonna show the world why I'm the best in the world. But like I said, but no one's been talking crazy, bro. Your dad is the first one that said that I was ducking. And it's on video. It is on video that he said we ducked and we didn't get an offer. It don't matter. The time is now. Is that time I see this money? And like this fight. It does matter because you said that we're the ones talking. We're not the ones talking. Oh, we started talking after you guys started talking. It's retaliation.
All right.
Yeah, man, you're talking all crazy. I'm just talking crazy. It's the time, and I'll make you pay.
I'm gonna make you pay. Ah! Boots said, I'm gonna make you pay. Okay. You ain't gonna take this. What I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Make. Hey, he said, I'm gonna make every Okay, Boots. Hey, this is what I need from Boots. He looked big too. Bro, he said where the pay. Okay, Boots. I'm so glad Boots showed up. I'm so glad Boots showed up. This is what I need. That fight was trash, but this could be a good one. Why he pull up on him like that? Hey, shout out to Boo. This is what boxing needs when the people pull up. Boots look huge, dog. He looked way bigger than Vergil Ortiz. It's that time. Yeah, it is the perfect time. Robert Garcia looked a little scared a little bit. Hey, please make that fight next. Please. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear nothing. They both can fight. They both got power. Different styles, of course. Please make this fight. 2026, can I get that? Shout out to Boots. Hey, Turkey, you gotta make that fight, dog. Okay, so this card was trash. Let's start there. Card was trash, but that was more fun than the actual fight for me. That like right there, Boots and Virgil going at it. That was better than this whole fight card for me. Like, yes, you had actual fights, and them not fighting was supremely better than every fight that I watched on this card, including the main event. Congrats to Vergil Ortiz. He did it. He knocked out Lubin. Lubin, this is why my thing is this. I am great at what I do. I know that. I'm the best in the business. I really respect the game. I study the game, and I tend to know what I'm talking about, right? So I think in a perfect world, Lubin could have challenged Vergil Ortiz. But I tell you guys all the time, we don't live in a perfect world, right? So in boxing, what I've learned in my years of like being in this sport is when fighters show you where they're at, you got to believe them. You know how people say, if someone shows you their character, take their word for it, you got to believe them. That's boxers. Boxers. Erickson Lubin, he hasn't looked amazing in several fights. I watched his last fight on Pro Box, which was earlier this year, and I feel like the undefeated one that beat Jorge Cota, right? I feel like he would have got that pro box dude out there a whole lot sooner. You know what I mean? But he was like tooth and nail. So to me, I don't really think Lubin was in his prime. So I figured that would happen with Vergil Ortiz. But boxing is theater of the unknown, and we watch these fights just for the sometimes the what if. The what if didn't happen. What you see was what you got. The version of Lubin from the pro box that don't look to be the one that Jermell Charlo fought definitely showed up. He seemed devoid of a game plan. It was only a 2-rounder, and he was just getting hit. Chauncey said he was getting hit. See, yeah, he was getting hit with the ice cube. Yay, 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 you, yay, yay. Uh-huh. Bro, you can't just get hit with that West Side Connection on the ropes. You've been getting hit throughout the fight. Like Ortiz was tenderizing the meat. Arby's. We have the meats. Bro, he was tenderizing the meats from Arby's in the first round, and then he polished you off like a shoe shiner in the second round. And it looked pretty stupid. Lubin, like, bro, Lubin looked terrible. Virgil was out here in front of his Texas crowd, like, get your boogie on. Yeah. Or get your boogie on. Yeah. That looked like Virgil's easiest fight out of his recent fight, Boachuk and Madrimov. Man, that was super disappointing. We waited weeks for that. Lubin had no game plan. So, yeah, it was dumb. So, yeah, Lubin looked washed, bro. And like people always question his chin, especially after Jamel, excuse me, Mel knocked him out in one round. And then Fundora was like a more of a sustained beating. But you can't fight no Vergil Ortiz like that. So I don't got nothing to say nice about Ortiz Lubin outside of congrats to Vergil Ortiz. But come on, bro. It just was not a good fight. I have a whole lot more to say on Boots Ortiz. Now, for the people who are wondering, if I had the fight's not announced, they still got to negotiate. I don't know if it'll happen. So normally I don't do this, but I've seen people in the comments who are already asking me. At this point, I would favor Boots to beat Vergil Ortiz. The reason is very simple. I think Boots can do more than Vergil Ortiz. Like that, the way Lubin fought was the perfect opponent to. It was like a tailor-made style for Vergil Ortiz, who's aggressive, come forward. I mean, what more would you want if you're an aggressive, power punching, come forward fighter than a guy who's washed, didn't really look great in their last fight on Pro Box TV, and then is not really throwing the heat that they threw in their prime, and they sitting on the ropes. I mean, that it's like a sculptor and he got a new model. She got big titties. Like them yitties. Like, what more would you want? You a sculptor, you like women, and the model that you got, she got them yitties. Like, she got body. Like, that's what you would want, bro. So I'm not gonna say I wasn't impressed because he got him out in 2 rounds. Still impressive. And I will say, even a shop-worn Lubin is more relevant and on paper more dangerous than Lima. So, but bottom line is Boots and Ortiz need to fight each other. Neither one of them, you know what I mean, Lima's and Lubin, it's not enough. Them fighting each other will prove something. Yeah, she got them Tigos. That's a sculptor's dream. Just like Lubin on the ropes. That's a power punching, aggressive guy's dream to just sit on the ropes and not be thrown back. And if you listen to my watch party, my commentary is impeccable. I said, get off the ropes. Get off the ropes. You're not Floyd Mayweather. 40 seconds later, he's knocked out. So again, I kind of know what I'm talking about. Who heard me say, Lubin, this ain't the way to beat Ortiz? Lubin, please get off them ropes, Lubin. You are not Floyd Mayweather. Who heard me say that? Who heard me say, Lubin, please get off the ropes. You're not Floyd. Multiple times before the stoppage happened. Shout out to King Bone or Boone. Try to tell y'all, I'm the best when it comes to commentary. A lot of people, they want to tell their opinion, but their opinion ain't really worth nothing. I seen that coming a million miles away. I think everybody was saying that. Everybody don't get on camera with a microphone in front of an audience. So we don't care what everybody said. And it's easy to say in the comfort of your home when you don't have no crowd, you don't have nobody watching you. Oh man, I knew that was going to happen. I don't do that. I my opinions are judged. If I have horrible commentary, people are going to revisit what I said. So I don't care about anyone who's doing it in anonymity, because we all can talk about what we knew without a crowd, without people to hold you accountable. So I don't care about that. I care about, I put what I say is on wax and I'm judged for it. Charlo cooked him, Fundora ruined him, Ortiz finished him. Fair. I agree with that. Ortiz knocked out Lubin in 2 rounds. Easy work for the person asking. Once again, Vergil Ortiz was the winner by stoppage, TKO stoppage, knockout, 2nd round. It wasn't competitive. Lubin, I can't even think of a punch he threw that was like a great punch. Like he never like caught Ortiz coming in and like, ooh, that was a good shot. He didn't really have nothing like that. I don't understand why he was riding the ropes in the first place. I think, to be honest, I think he's just at a point of his career where your brain can tell you to do certain things, but your body not responding to it. And you hear that a lot from athletes where they'll be like, I wanted to get out the way. I seen the punch coming, but I just couldn't react in time. And I think that's where Lubin's at in his career, where he I'm sure he didn't envision it going out like that, but he literally couldn't get out the way and nothing and froze up. You know what? A bad thing for Lubin too. Lubin, when he gets hurt, is too apparent. Other people get hurt in boxing and they'll stomach it. And some people, when they're hurt, it's just way too obvious in boxing. I think a good poker face is an underrated tool. If you can experience the pain, you know it didn't feel good, but you can minimize your outer reaction to that pain. That is an underrated tool in the sport of boxing. See, some people look at boxing from the surface area, winner, loser, knockout, knockdown. You know what I mean? There's deeper layers to boxing. Like a poker face, that I'm not saying you should try to get hit with big shots, but having recuperative powers, underrated. Having a high threshold of pain and a high tolerance for pain in a poker face, that is a very, very underrated tool. When Lubin, the second he gets hurt, it's super, super duper obvious. That is not a good quality for elite level fighters, because when you're facing somebody else who's really good or a good finisher, they're like, oh, he hurt instantly. Like when Lubin got, I don't even know, because Virgil be throwing so much, so I don't even know what punch hurt him. Maybe a right bow, and he on the ropes, and he just froze up almost. So it's like he becomes a sitting duck. Like, do you understand it? Like, push him off you, roll out, punch him in the dick. Like, you got to get wicked. You have to low blow. You have to like low blow somebody if you have to stop the madness, to recover. You got to do what you got to do. I trip somebody. Oh, ego. They'd be like, oh, ego, you a dirty fighter. Yeah, but I'm a dirty fighter that survived. I don't care about that. Bro, if I'm hurt and I'm not knocked out, I'm punching you in the dick. Bro, I'm gonna put I'm gonna be like, ouch, bop. I'm punching straight nards. You gonna feel this pain too. You ain't finna have no kids. You keep hitting me hard. Yeah, your children will be doomed with me. Yeah, I promise you. They be like, oh, yeah, bro. I'm promise. I'm trying to rip like Mike Tyson level combos on on you, low blow style. Yeah, I'm Zab. What did Roy say? Just for the Zab fun of it? Yeah, I'm straight up Zab Judah. I'm a super Judah them nuts. I don't care what y'all talk. Oh, he said nuts. I say what I want. You gonna have them super Judah nuts. Ego Galata. Oh well, at least I survived. Okay. Would you rather do something that's like low key dirty, or just get teed off on until the ref was like, oh hell no? I see why Lubin was no longer on PBC and on Pro Box. Man, he got cooked, dog. He got cooked. And the thing is, like, a person like Lubin, and I'm not trying to just dump on him, I'm being real. He talked a good amount and then didn't live up to none of that. It's like it's kind of over. That's hard to bounce back from, because your word is your bond. You know what I mean? So if you're like, I'm gonna destroy Virgil, I'm gonna rob the bank, I'm gonna pull the upset, I'm gonna cancel the Boots fight. You said all this, and then you got cooked worse than anybody that Vergil Ortiz has fought since he's been at 54. I'm not even being funny. He fought a dude with an aneurysm, and I think that aneurysm dude lasted longer. And Thomas Delorme, and Delorme like a 140 pounder. So yeah, it's kind of hard to come back from that. Like, and now you also, Lubin enters the territory of every time you fought your biggest name, you lost. Every time you fought your biggest name, you lost by stoppage. You know what I mean? Like Sean Porter. Sean Porter had L's, but it was like 3-4 losses, never been stopped. He didn't get stopped until his final fight with Crawford. But he was like, oh, I lost to Kell Brook with the chocolate right hand brownie, realistically, right? I lost to Keith Thurman. I lost to Errol, but they didn't stop you until Crawford. So that's fine. Lubin, if I look at all of his losses, like on paper, it's probably like 3 losses, all 3 by knockout. That's not good. When you see the fighter with 5 losses, all 5 of them by knockout. Like, dang, you didn't lose one fight where you didn't get knocked out? So, it is what it is, Brody. Lubin looked like he had nothing. He literally waited on the ropes and let Vergil Ortiz flame broil him. Bro, he let the Burger King shift manager, Vergil Ortiz, come up, put the patties on the oven and or whatever, and flame broil them on the under the heat. That was just stupid. To let him just turn you into a Whopper and flame broil you, not move from the rope, not like try to like, oh, let me, you know what I mean? Let me exit out. Let me just sit there and like, just listen to my watch party, bro. I called it to a T. I was like, this ain't a good spot for him. Get up off them ropes. Ortiz feeds off of that. He's a good finisher, and if he sees he's hurt, he gonna find the energy to pile it on you. Pause. If Lubin fights on, he'll be a gatekeeper for prospects. Facts. Shout out to come on. Oh my gosh, my dude Prince Savage said Lubin wasted a good mariachi suit. I'm done. See, I came up with a quote many, many years ago that other people have copied and, they reworded it, but I was the one that came up with it. I said, it's funny because I said it like 10 years ago and now it's still relevant in 2025. I said, everybody wants to be Money Mayweather without going through the Pretty Boy Floyd stages, meaning they want the glamour, the glitz, the women, the yachts, the respect, the, adulations, and they want to be adorned in the lavish stuff, Lear jets and PJs, but they didn't go through the Pretty Boy Floyd stages. Like Floyd was the culture because he kept winning while doing. That's what makes it look fly. Like Floyd came out with the Cinco de Mayo fit and then beat De La Hoya. That's fly. Lubin walked out, got booed with the mariachi fit and got cooked on the ropes. That's not fly. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you came out with the sombrero and the mariachi fit and then got baked on the ropes. So, like, nobody's going to look back like, ooh, that fitter was tight. Tank Davis did it, where he came and fought Leo Santa Cruz, and he kind of did the Floyd homage, and he came out with the sombrero and the Mexican colors, but then he knocked Leo Santa Cruz to hell. Like, he destroyed him. Santa Cruz was like, and Tank said, and just uppercutted his face off. So it's only fly. Errol Spence did it with Mikey Garcia. It's only fly when you do it and succeed. If you do it and get punished by the Mexican fighter, like it don't hit the same. So yeah, Lubin, you just wasted the money on looking like Desperado, El Mariachi, and all this. You did it for no reason. Yo no sombrero. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, mi amor. Like that Desperado don't work when you get cooked on the ropes and get turned into a highlight reel. You can't be like, ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, mi ay, ay. Like, Virgil was throwing it. Bro, he was hitting. He was in Lubin with them flaming hot Cheetos. That was crazy, bro. Anyway, I gotta talk. I'm done with the Lubin, bro. He was getting hit with the flaming hot Cheetos with lemon. Like, it's over. I don't have nothing else to say about it, bro. He was getting cooked. But Boots, Vergil Ortiz, yeah, sign me up for that. Bro, I'm gonna be tight if they don't fight next. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want nothing from Boots, nothing from Ortiz, but that. Y'all doing face-offs, y'all gotta fight. Y'all gotta fight. For the record, at this time, I would favor Jaron Boots Ennis to beat Vergil Ortiz. The reason is they're both good. I think I don't want to make it like a race thing, but I kind of have to. When you got two guys with power, but then you got the black fighter got a bit more like rhythm. The black fighter got a bit more slickness. The black fighter got a little bit more like coordination and footwork. I feel like that edges out Vergil Ortiz's style more often than not. Look it up. Frankie Randall, Julio Cesar Chavez, Tim Bradley. And Bradley wasn't even a big puncher. Juan Manuel Marquez, Floyd Mayweather, Juan Manuel Marquez, Floyd Mayweather, and De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo, Floyd Mayweather, Maidana, right? when you got that, because it's an extra dynamic. Now, it's not to say that Vergil Ortiz couldn't clip, Jaron Ennis, hurt him, and then just try to polish him off and finish the job. But I feel like from my experience in boxing, hold on, Kamal got another one. I would say Lubin was smart to fight Ortiz over Murtaza. Ooh, Murtaza would have did him crazy. He would have been asleep. Oscar offered him twice as much, and it would have been the same result: destruction. I actually think Murtaza would have been worse. The way Tim Tszyu was looking when Murtaza was touching him, I think that would have been worse, bro. But I agree with you. At least you cashed out. My thing is this: Vergil Ortiz don't really have as much of an X factor. See, here's the thing. I state my opinion and I support it, but then y'all follow up by saying stupid stuff, and then we supposed to just run with it. Bittersweet says, I don't know if Ennis has the chin. If he gets caught with something, I don't know. Okay, let me tell you what's stupid about that claim, right? He says, I don't know if Jaron Boots Ennis has the chin if he gets caught with something. I don't know. But if you look at it, we've seen Vergil Ortiz hurt on more occasions than we've ever seen Jaron Boots Ennis ever hurt. And people's shots have gotten through on both. So why would you take the black fighter, right, and question his chin? Because they both have power. Why are we questioning his chin? But then we've seen him visibly hurt less times than we've ever seen Vergil Ortiz. Vergil Ortiz, let's talk about it. He got hurt by Mean Machine and dropped, and he was badly hurt. He got dropped twice by Sergey Boachuk. And even in the Madrimov fight, early on, I think some of them shots hurt. Boots, I've seen him get hit by Karen Chukadzian, who probably has respectable power, but he's sneaky. They say it's the punches that you don't see that hurt the most. Karen will lace them punches, like where he'll mask it, where you just get hit with something sneaky. And Boots fought him twice, and the second time, Karen was way more aggressive. Stanionis has respectable power and got ran down. So it's like, why? My question is this. He said it's not stupid. Yeah, it is stupid to question the guy's beard when neither one of them have like Canelo Floyd type of resumes. And we've seen one guy get hurt multiple times, and you're not questioning his chin at all, but then you're questioning Boots and his chin. That don't make sense to me. Like, we've seen Mean Machine level people in there with Jaron Ennis, and they got ran down. Roman Villa, Stanionis, right? These are Mean Machine caliber people. Lima probably has some decent power, if I'm being fair. Right? Roman Villa hurt Rashidi Ellis, who got size to him, and then Roman Villa was getting blasted. So, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? Why would we question the beard of the guy who we haven't really seen hurt? It don't make sense to me. But to be fair, Virgil's opponents were way different. Now y'all just insulting my intelligence. Virgil has a better resume. I agree. But to make it sound way different, like, stop it, bro. Stop it. Now you're doing too much. See, this is where people will start getting mad at me because I gotta spank y'all, and I gotta put it in context. I just admitted that Virgil does have a better resume. I've said that, right? Okay, this is where I spank y'all. Okay, this dude says Stanionis Mean Machine. I don't know about that. Okay, Stanionis is big. Stanionis actually has solid wins, and Stanionis has actually been a champion. When was Mean Machine the champion? Oh, that's right, he wasn't. So why would you question the validity of Stanionis, who was an actual champion, was always ranked for several fights, but then Mean Machine, who's never been a champion, lost all of his big fights, right? You're not questioning his validity. Got it. They can't beat me. The more you resist, resistance is futile. The more you resist and try to prove me wrong, the dumber you're going to look because we're going to see who knows what. Tell me when Mean Machine was a champion. Please tell me when Aegis Kavalaskis was a champion. His claim to fame is dropping Crawford, which didn't even count as a drop per the ref, and then he got cooked by Crawford afterwards. That's what he's known for. So you're like, oh, I don't know about that. Based on what? He's never been a champion. Stanionis has. The biggest moment of Mean Machine's whole career was he troubled Crawford, who then figured him out, and he should have been awarded a knockdown. But the knockdown wouldn't matter if Crawford came back and stopped him. It's not like it went to the scorecards and there were controversial scorecards. He got cooked after that. Crawford got back up, got back in the fight, blah, blah, blah. So again, the more you try to prove me wrong, you're going to look dumb. Book it. Because y'all go off of emotion. I'm going off of facts. People will start saying, oh, his resume is way, way, way better. Bro, don't do that. Way, way better. If Vergil Ortiz, for his resume to have to be way, way better, he'd have to beat Jermell Charlo, Crawford, guys like that. Fundora even. He ain't beat nobody like that. Stop it. He didn't beat nobody. Vergil Ortiz has not beat nobody that had no crazy momentum. Lubin barely looked good in his last fight on Pro Box TV, so he had no crazy momentum. We just seen Boachuk, and Boachuk, we just seen him fight Brandon Adams, and he lost again to Brandon Adams. So I don't even know how well see, this would make me mad because I know y'all don't really know boxing, and then y'all be the loudest ones. The people that don't know what they're talking about, they'll be like, oh, Ego, you're wrong. And then when we start really getting to the specifics, they can't compete. So Boachuk got knocked out by Brandon Adams. Fact. He rebuilt himself, fought for like interim titles or whatever, beat Brian Mendoza, but it was only after Tim Tszyu had already beat Brian Mendoza, right? But then when Boachuk fought after the Vergil Ortiz fought, he fought Ishmael Davies, and he fought against Mikhail Fox. He didn't even look great in those fights. And then he fights Brandon Adams in a rematch on the Crawford Canelo card, and he gets shut out. So Vergil got dropped by him twice. I don't really know, like Boachuk is cool, but you can't make it like he's next level cool, because if he was next level cool, he would have shown adjustments and had a better performance versus Brandon Adams, because the excuse was, and you guys always, when you have a complexion for the protection of boxing, they always have a good excuse for those fighters. They were like, oh, Boachuk was young. He had now fought Vergil Ortiz and Brian Mendoza. He was bigger, stronger, better, and improved. But if he was so improved, why you lose to Brandon Adams? The only difference was you didn't get stopped this time, but you lost badly. So Vergil Ortiz's resume, it is better than Boots, but don't act like it's light years ahead of it, like he fought Canelo or he fought Charlo or somebody like that. Stop it. Okay. Bittersweet. It's about to get real bittersweet for you. Just hold your L and admit you can't with me when it comes to boxing. Okay, so Israel Madrimov is solid. He was coming off a loss to Terrence Crawford. So let me get this straight. Virgil's great resume consists of Madrimov, who was directly off of a loss to Terrence Crawford. So you're fighting a guy coming off of a loss. And Boachuk, who we just seen in his last fight, didn't really have mad adjustments to beat the guy that beat him already by stoppage, Brandon Adams. When will y'all learn, bro? Now Kamal is cooking. Thank you. Somebody who knows boxing. Roman Villa had good power, broke down Speedy Ellis, and Boots took his best shots and went through them unfazed. Facts. And he was like, he had momentum from the Rashidi fight, and he was fighting like the Terminator. Like, he looked like he was very hard to hurt. He just kept coming. He like Margarito or something. He just kept coming forward. So, yeah. Ortiz's resume is better, but let's not act like it's like next level better. Stop. Like, to be honest, none of these new fighters got no crazy resume comparatively speaking to past generations. No one. People try to single out people like Gervonta Davis or whatever, and it sounds stupid because they'll be like, who is Tank fought? But if we're going to say that, who is Shakur fought? What are we talking about? If you're going to challenge Tank's resume, how come you don't say nothing to Shakur or Keyshawn? Their resumes was terrible. So the fact is, a lot of people's resume aren't like dazzling. Ain't nobody got no Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis resumes right now. And the only people that do are probably about to retire, like Canelo or something. Roman Villa was fighting like Michael Myers. Facts. Boots derailed him and ruined him. Facts. Roman Villa, I don't think he took too much punishment in the Boots fight, and I think it messed him up because he got stopped after that. But I think that was from the Boots fight. Anyway, Boots Vergil Ortiz, make the fight. I think it's a good fight. I would definitely favor Boots. I think he like you guys, people trying to argue, but Vergil Ortiz is good at what he does, but is definitely much more one dimensional. So, we've seen people have kind of a one dimensional style and still trouble people. But when you got two guys in prime, two guys undefeated, you got to look at all the intangibles. Like, I think Boots' footwork is way better. Chin, I guess you could say is debatable, but it's really not because Vergil Ortiz been hurt more times publicly than Boots has. Vergil Ortiz resume slightly better because of his 154 fights at welterweight. They were pretty equal. Facts. But here's the thing. People sleeping on this. I didn't like Boots versus Lima because I think he's better than that. However, people are talking about Vergil Ortiz's recent resume without realizing when Virgil first moved to 54, Golden Boy fed him Thomas Delorme, 140 pounder, and a dude that had a brain bleed. So y'all forget about that, or you omit it because you a hater or you racist or whatever, right? So you don't want to admit those facts. But the reality is we're getting on Boots' head for a Lima tune-up, but go to BoxRec and look at Vergil Ortiz when he first moved to 54. He was fighting non-54-pound people. One dude who had like a brain aneurysm or something that was later discovered, and Thomas Delorme, who hadn't been relevant, who lost to Crawford like eons ago. So real talk, before Ortiz got to the names like Madrimov and Boachuk and now Lubin, he had 2 tune-ups. Boots took 1 tune-up and then hopped in the ring with Ortiz talking about let's get down. So we got to be fair. We got to be fair. Kamal Oz, the haters are acting like Virgil. Oh, I love Kamal. He said the haters acting like Virgil got Usyk's resume. Yeah, I told you they doing too much, Kamal. They doing way too much. Acting like Virgil Ortiz got a Usyk crazy resume. Like, bro, he don't. The people with the best resumes are the oldest people, like Usyk. Anybody who's in that age, like Usyk, Canelo, Crawford. You know what I mean? Like the people that got age to them. Nobody under like barely 30 or whatever got no crazy, you know, resume at this point. But I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. It's gonna make some people sad. I am very skeptical that Jaron Ennis and Ortiz happens next. I do not like what Golden Boy and that side, the Ortiz side, is saying. Like, for example, there's an interview before the fight where Oscar De La Hoya told Eddie Hearn and Boots to stay at home. What sense does that make? If you really want your fighter, Vergil Ortiz, to fight Boots, why would you tell that party to stay at home and not even to bother coming? Why? If Golden Boy truly wants to fight, why would you tell them to stay at home and watch from home when they were trying to pull up? That is suspect. Y'all got to admit that's sus. I can't imagine that would be the case. You would want to invite them to do what Boots did do, which is end up showing up and have the face off and get the viewership from that, get people talking. So Oscar, he been saying some suspect stuff. And Team Virgil, they've been saying stuff like, "Oh, we're looking for titles. Tell Boots to get a title." Like, I don't know. That's not making me feel like y'all really want the fight. That's just being honest. Hopefully I'm wrong and they make the fight, but I don't like the vibes of what you're saying. I felt like Lubin was gonna last until Ortiz picked up the pace. I didn't think it would be over that fast. I mean, he picked up the pace all right. He put that pace picante on him. Because this ain't really what they want, ego, you already know. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine saying stay at home and you really want to fight the person. That sounds stupid. Like, remember Wilder was trying to go pull up on AJ's fight? Like the man American willing to go to the UK, right? He's willing to go to the UK for Joshua's fight to promote a future fight with them. And then Joshua was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get security. You cannot get in my ring." Bro, that ain't it. Joshua is 6'6" with power, and you told Wilder that you're gonna prevent him from getting in the ring and hire security on him. So any fighter who's talking like that make me feel like you don't really want it. I'm very happy that Boots pulled up and he did what he said he was going to do. He hopped in the ring and he stated his case and he sounded confident about it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna say whatever I want. I'm gonna promise what I want, and I'm gonna take your money." Virgil Ortiz was like, "I don't really bet." Nah, bro. Boots said, "Pick your price. We'll make a bet." And then Virgil Ortiz said, "I don't really bet." Nah, bro. Boots won round one. I gotta admit, he won round one to me. I'm sure Virgil wants it, but his team don't want it. That I agree. I think that could be fair. Like Golden Boy, who do they even have? Like Eric Priest, they said his draw that he should have lost today. Ryan don't even look like he want to be a part of Golden Boy anymore. They lost Canelo. Who does Golden Boy really have? Floyd Schofield pulled out twice in the same calendar year, right? So one of their biggest names is Vergil Ortiz. And if you put him in with Boots, it's either sink or swim. And for me, I would favor Boots, to be honest. Virgil and Oscar talking duck talk, not like they're ready to fight Boots. That's what I'm saying. There's too much coming from the Ortiz side that don't sound right. Oscar, he's like, stay at home. Don't come to the fight when you know they're trying to pull up on you. Suspect. Ortiz's team, I don't remember which one of them said it. Maybe it was Ortiz's dad or something. He was like, oh, man, we're looking for title fights. What has Boots done? Boots, his resume, he needs to fight some people. Nah, bro. That sounds like duck talk. Duck Dynasty. Nah, man. Nah, that don't sound right. Okay. If you're saying you want to fight, he's saying he want to fight, and then your dad is talking about who is he beat and all that type of stuff. Like, no, bro. I thought y'all wanted to fight. Why would you talk about he's trying to fight you? How about that? So when people say, oh, who is he beat and all that stuff, but the crowd is demanding the fight. The crowd is asking for the fight. So why would you still be on like, oh, he needs to prove himself and show he deserves to be in the ring? No, that don't sound right. Lubin was a Golden Boy special, big name, clearly passed it. So the win on paper looks better than it was. I agree 1,000%. They did it with Canelo a lot, smoke and mirrors. They did it with Jaime Munguia too. Bro, Golden Boy is trying to extend their people. Extend the shelf life. Like, Charlo Ben beat Derevyanchenko, and then they put Munguia in with Derevyanchenko. Or Demetrius Ballard and all them guys. Bro, Gabe Rosado. You know what I mean? Like, they're not put, if you could have put Munguia in there with Hamza Shiraz, Diego Pacheco. You putting them in there with like these other people. Nah, man. We know what y'all doing. Yeah, so the talk I'm hearing from Ortiz's team is not sounding too copacetic. Like, I don't want to hear who you beat. Boots pulled up to you, said he wants to fight. You said you want to fight. So why would your team then say Boots needs to prove himself? Do you see, bro, Vergil Ortiz is going to look really bad in this equation if they go back on that. If they go back on that type of time, because you have a face-to-face with a man, y'all both call each other out, both profess that you want to fight, and then if your team is like, man, we're looking for title shots, and why should we fight Boots? Who's he beat? No. If that was the case, then why didn't you say that in front of the cameras at the face-off when Boots pulled up on you? So, yeah, the pressure is back on Vergil Ortiz's side now. You can't agree to a gentleman like agreement and say, hey, we both want to fight each other. Let's get it rocking next. Oh, yeah, I'll fight you next. Oh, it ain't going to go how you think. Oh, and then revert back to, oh, Boots needs to fight somebody. All that's done. Because if Boots needs to fight someone, when you're on national TV after your win versus Lubin, which was a pathetic fight, to be honest, then why didn't you say, oh, we'll fight you down the line after you improve your resume at 54, after you get a title? See, boxing is fake, and I try to tell you. People will get on the camera and do all the rah stuff, but then behind the scenes, they like, So it looked good on camera It looked good, like, oh, he wants to fight. He wants to fight. It looked good on Twitter. Oh man, he's putting all this stuff. But then in real life, you or your team, it don't be what you're saying. Like, I got to give Boots a lot of credit. Boots didn't show up dolo. He showed up with his current promoter, Eddie Hearn. I don't know if Eddie Hearn has a house in America. I don't really know that. But he was in America because I thought he lived in the UK. I don't know though. So him and his representation came to your fight and advocated on the platform for the fight to happen next. That's what you're supposed to do. So if you aren't trying to fight Boots until he proves himself, then why won't you say that? Like, why would Vergil Ortiz say, like, oh, Boots, come here? Why would you say come here, but then your dad and your team is saying, hey, don't come here, prove yourself at 54, and then we'll consider you? These are two different things. So you got to look for the team that is like on the same page. So Vergil Ortiz himself as a fighter, I'm not going to say he don't want to fight because I don't know. Maybe he does. But it's also your obligation to get your team on board. Because how many, especially with Golden Boy is probably the worst at holding their fighters back. Here's why. Ryan is documented that Ryan Garcia stated Golden Boy didn't want him to fight Gervonta Davis. And he was like, put up a big fit in the stand, like, I'm not fighting nobody except for Gervonta Davis. And then the fight was made. And it's on record that it took for Ryan to insist and say, hey, I'm not fighting nobody else. So it's either nothing and none of us make no money, or you let me get this Gervonta fight off. That's on record. Golden Boy Eric Gomez just did a podcast, and he said when we had Canelo, we stayed away from slick style fighters. And the only reason the Erislandy Lara fight happened was because Canelo was mad at the trash talk and Canelo demanded it. So notice a pattern. Canelo had to put his foot down to get a dangerous style in Lara and wouldn't go for nothing else. Ryan had to put his foot down. And then you could argue Canelo should have lost to Lara. Ryan Garcia did lose. So this is why Golden Boy probably didn't want to make the fights, because they've been in the business. They know their product. They know their fighter. And they know that there's a strong chance that they look bad and or will lose to those opponents. So, yeah, Golden Boy got too many documented. Remember Ryan was about to fight the Japanese bull, Onpo? And then what happened? They did a press conference. Both guys were promoting the show. And then Golden Boy did what? Pulled the plug. Ryan Garcia recently, his name was mentioned with Jake Paul. What did Oscar do? Days later, he said, no, Ryan's under contract with us. He's not fighting Jake Paul. So Golden Boy's history will tell you everything I'm saying. They're trying to move how they want to move, regardless of what the fighter wants. If they like the matchup, I'm sure they'll make it. But if they think the matchup is scary and it could mess up their product, then they're not trying to make it, period. So, yeah, proof is in the pudding, people. Yeah, Ryan was going to fight Mercito Hesta in a tune-up because they didn't want to put him in there with Tank because they knew. Remember Oscar? No, Tank's a beast. Remember he was like saying that? Oscar knew, and he knows that Boots is a dangerous fight. Like, okay, anybody with brain cells that is left in their head knows that Boots is a tougher fight than Lubin based on where they're at in their career. See how the Lubin fight, they don't have no problem making it. It gets made and it happens. because you like the bet. You like your chances. This is how boxing works, people. Golden Boy likes their chances versus a Lubin, and you see why. Lubin didn't look good versus his Pro Box TV opponent, struggled with him. So, of course, you're going to have confidence that a younger Vergil Ortiz with power at home in Texas could do something with Lubin. And he's a good name, so the risk was worth it for you. Boots, come on, bro. If anybody thinks Boots is going to just sit on the ropes and then let Vergil Ortiz tee off on him, then you're idiotic. The reality is Boots' last fight and Vergil Ortiz's last fight both turned out to be bogus. You should both be fighting a higher level of competition, and the fight won't look like that. First and second round stoppages and stuff. The reason it's looking like that is the matchmaking. Because not everyone's just going to let you bake them without any resistance. It's just not boxing. It don't matter who you are. You given the right comp, you're going to have some tough nights in there. Lubin was damaged by Charlo and Virgil retired him. Now, he was damaged by Charlo and Fundora. Let's not forget. Fundora had his face looking all crazy. So, yeah, hopefully they make the fight. I'm definitely about that fight. I want to see it. Let me know what you think. I'm about to get out here. I'll do my breakdown for the Erickson Lubin fight, but I'm about to do that and eat. I'll holla at y'all. Make sure you guys subscribe for more boxing. You dig.